everyone, I have another Hanna Karlzon book to show you today. Now this is called Party. Now I did a little bit of research actually this morning and found that Hannah's actually done 5 of these books, which she has restaurants in Sweden and a few other nearby countries give away. It's a burger place with their to the children with their children's meals, but 2 of them, this one and the space one, have been released in the UK. I couldn't find the others anywhere. I looked on iMusic, which is where I often get her books, and I could only find this one and Space. So whether the other ones maybe haven't been reprinted as you know, for general sale, I'm not sure. But we have this one, which is fun. Now my husband's actually looked through this one and he says there's lots of unicorns that he wants me to colour for him, so we'll see whether I do that or not. Now just to show you the cover, like the other one that we did the other day, it is around about the same size as Johanna Basford's planner, a little bit, maybe a tad bigger, a little bit taller, not really any wider. So you can get the idea, it's sort of A5-ish, I think, if you're in the UK. Now the cover has some gloss to it. This is my window reflecting. So around this edge here there's a shiny bit and the words are shiny, but this bit here is white. I don't think that's shiny, and the yellow bit is quite matte. Okay, and on the back it says, it's time to celebrate. You've been invited to an exciting party filled with lots of gifts, candy, music and laughter. Put on your best party hat, help the unicorns and mice decorate with streamers and confetti, and light the candles on the cake. To get the night started, let the party begin. Then it says a little bit about Hanna Karlzon. So there we go. I'm going to put my light on in a minute so it's a little bit brighter. I think my camera tends to adjust, but I can see better. It's quite dark, so it'll blind you for a minute. There we go. So here we have the first page, Party, and we have some, I'm assuming these are like sweets. You can see that the pages again are quite yellowish, very dark cream, I would say. This is much whiter. I think you can probably see the difference. And this book, this is got white paper, yeah, which is unusual for a Johanna Basford planner. You'll see actually, I need to do this video and you'll see it before this one. Confusing, but I wanted to get on and have a look at my new book. So this one is also dated 2023. See it on this copyright page here, which is interesting. And here we go. So we've got this book belongs to. We've got a lovely cake. I'm thinking maybe cupcake, but it seems big because we've got like a donut there, but that could be a party ring biscuit. Don't know if you get those in different parts of the country, world I mean, but there we go. And we've got cherries and things. That's a rather nice page, lots of bright colours to be done there. Here is our first unicorn. Another, now this is an ice cream, isn't it? That's an ice cream cone, I'm thinking, and this is melting. That's what I'm guessing. I don't really know, and this could be ice cream. I think so. And then we've got sort of magical bits. It's very sweet. We've got 2 lollipops there. I've got a really good tutorial for lollipops. It's in Jennifer Zimmerman's tutorial book, and it's one that looks like that with blue sort of pearlescent blue and white. It's a fantastic tutorial. Anyway, I may have a go at it. We'll see. So we have gifts arriving with our mouse. Can't see a tail, but I guess it would be behind. More gifts with our cat and mouse together. It's not really a double page. Oh, we have a page of candies / sweets. So these are candies, as I guessed. Oh, those are like jellies, aren't they? That'd be fun. Lots of colours. Fried egg? Might not be, but it looks like it. Now we have a cat with loads of cupcakes and a little lolly. It's rather sweet. And a bird with a gift. Oh, we have this. This reminds me of a page in, is it City Among the Stars? We get a girl and a cat. One on a swing, maybe? I know, she's got a bag of candies by the looks of it. Look at that lovely cake. So we've got candles on the cake, we've got strawberries, yum. Makes me feel hungry. I want a drink. I'm not hungry, I'm thirsty. Oh, and now we have a whole party scene, double page. So we have bunting, instruments, all sorts going on. Lovely frog. Cute. Now, look, pup. Cute little pup. And mice on the streamers. So actually it's quite a simple one. You know, the mice, animals aren't easy, but you've got the fur drawn in, so it makes it a bit easier. And then you've just got nice colour streamers to do. Oh, I just had a shiver. It's really cold in here. It's cold today. So we've got 4 candles again on this cake, and Rabbit's blowing them. It's the strawberry cake that we saw before. Oh, the ducks with their bunting. They are cute. We have a child with an ice cream. It's all dribbling down her hand. And hedgehog, look, it's got all sorts of things stuck in his on his spines. Oh, there's a page of cupcakes. Lovely. I'm hungry. We have I'm thinking rabbit. Look at those ears, balloons, little bird. Look at the, little chick. So cute. Slice of cake. And the butterfly. And we have these sort of blackberries. Lovely strawberry. That'd be nice to colour, wouldn't it? More balloons. And rabbit this time. A rabbit with a donut. I like these little frameworks around pictures as well. They're quite nice. So sort of give them a sort of finish. Oh, we have a pair of unicorns here. So this would be a double page, I would say, with the bunting there, sort of joining them. And here we have the mice having a drink. The straw doesn't go through the cup, so this must be something that's not see-through, although we can see bubbles. So, but it's got like an orange or something. Interesting. Lovely owl. I do like Hannah's owl. She draws them beautifully. And here we have some sort of bug on top of the raspberries, maybe. A sort of really nice looking drink. That looks fun. Got stars inside the drink. And we have this one. I think this is, yeah, this is the one from the front. So you could copy. It's not exactly the same. She's got a gift, but you've got a unicorn. It's a bit different. So she's taken a few bits from different pages, I think. So those bits are the same, but anyway. So you could copy some of the colours from the cover. I was going to say you could copy the cover, but it's not exactly the same. You could copy some of the bits. Oh, some jars of sweets, or maybe cake. What they called those round cakes? Cake pops. They would have a stick, wouldn't they? Little girl looking happy. Sorry, I had to blow my nose or wipe my nose. Oh, look at him. So we've got a little turtle, and there's this shell, and he's carrying this delicious pud. This looks like a Knickerbocker Glory. You may not know what that is, but basically it's sort of layers of fruit and ice cream, and I think there might be jelly, not sure, and cream and all sorts of yum. But the glass isn't see-through, so I'd probably do that silver. Okay, I think that would look nice. Our mouse, he's got his own little cake. Oh, and now we have all sorts of ices, or lollies if you're, no, that's wrong. Ice lollies if you're in this country, and ice creams. Don't know what you call them in America, probably the same. And in Australia, I was going to say lollies, but that means sweets, candies, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway, so lots of colours. Cornetto, looks like. Dib dab. What are those called? They're not called a twirl. No. A twister. A magnum. Actually, that looks more like a twister. We could colour them any way you wish. And at the end, oh, we have a gumball machine. How very sweet. So I have got to do the unicorn page for the husband, so I'm just going to find it. I'm not going to do that big double page. I'm going to do this one. Now our dots go over the page a bit. I'm just going to squish it down a bit. Grab a piece of paper to put behind the page. Sorry. Now I've got my Arteza, pop that behind there. Now I'm going to need to lean on something, so I'm going to take this Johanna Basford book that I had earlier, pop it underneath so I can lean. Let's put you a bit straighter. There we go. Now I was asked if I could do use my Arteza pencils for some pictures, so I've got my these today. These are my GP48 Arteza Premium Pencils. So we're using these. They're quite short, some of them, look. I'm just going to tip that out on the table and we'll see where we go with them. So let's make a start. Let's do the cone. Let's see what we've got that we could use. I'm just spreading them out a little bit. I'm thinking this colour, which is the camel brown, might be a good start for our cone. Can't speak. It's probably a little bit too brown, really, rather than slightly yellowy, but we don't have a huge range of colours in this set with the 48. Now I know that some of the 48 sets of these are a bit different to mine, so whether you have this colour or not will depend on which set you have, but I'm just going to basically put it down. I think it's actually is working quite well as a cone colour, to be honest, but I'm just going to try and put a fairly even layer down and then have a think about what we're going to do with the rest, whether I'm going to put some shadows on it or some different colours or just leave it. I may just leave it. It's quite a nice simple drawing. It makes me feel like I want to do quite a simple colouring, which is nice. Nice little books, aren't they? I think they're quite expensive compared to Hannah's bigger books, because you get a hardback book. I mean, for probably 3, maybe 4 times as much, you get a lot more pages and you get the hardback book. But if you want something with slightly simpler drawings and, you know, sort of cute pictures, and just maybe if you've got Hannah's other books, they're a bit different. Hanna also, by the way, has an Etsy shop and she sells downloads. So if you don't like the paper in her books, which is unlikely, or you want some completely different pictures because they are unique, they're not in her books, it's worth having a little look. I don't know how pricey they are. I'm going to put a bit of darker, just an extra layer under here, because I think this bit's sort of overlapping. But you know, she put some Christmas ones in at Christmas and things like that. It's just to make you aware, really, that there are those other options. So if you finished all of her books and or you want something a little bit different, just worth popping along, seeing what she's got, really. I'm going to just do the edges of these bits in a bit of a darker shade, like that. Now it looks to me like this is overhanging. Can you see where this comes out? So I want a little dark line under each of these. And I'm going to try and see if I've got a slightly darker colour that isn't really dark. No, I don't. I'm going to have to use like the cocoa brown. It's really dark. Sorry, I know I'm quite far away. I should come in a little bit closer. I will, before I do this, I'll come in a bit closer. I haven't done anything too spectacular yet. You can see what I've done is coloured in. So I'm going to put a little shadow just under here. Like that, and all the way along. And do the same under here. And here. I don't know why I stopped breathing then. Hold my breath. And I'm thinking that these dribbles and drops will have some shadows around them, particularly underneath. You don't have to do these shadows if you don't want to. I'm just keeping it quite simple. I'm only doing them on this bit. There we go, and a little bit over here. Really quite simple. Now you can make this darker if you want. I'm thinking I might just put another layer on. And I might just fade it towards the centre so that it looks a little bit more rounded, because it would be a round cone. It's not a cone, it's got a flat bottom, but it wouldn't be flat, you know, this bit would go round. I can't explain myself today, but I hope you know what I mean. If you make it a little bit darker on those edges, it is better at giving the impression that it isn't quite so flat. There we go. I'm not going to do much more anymore. I'm just going to leave it there. Right, we've got our top part. Oh, let's not hide the dribbly bit. There we go. So I'm thinking that here we have ice cream. So I want a really pale yellow. We have this quite creamy looking colour, which is our jasmine yellow, which I'm going to use. Let's just give it a sharpen. Sorry, my page keeps flipping up and down. Put a little weight on the corner. No, hang on. There we go, pan pastels. So I want to make it look like vanilla. So this is quite a nice creamy colour. It still shows up over the creamy coloured paper, which is useful. So whoops. So I think it's quite a good vanilla ice cream colour actually. Of course you might not want to do it vanilla, but that's up to you. And we seem to have layers on top of it. I'm looking at here. So I think this dribbly bit, I think this is probably a sauce rather than it being more ice cream. So I might do that in a really bright colour. I'll see what I've got in a minute, like a raspberry or a strawberry. We've got strawberries on top, which makes me think that it would be red sauce. I want to avoid the strawberry colour. Not that I've got a strawberry colour, but hey, we'll worry about that in a minute. So I think we'll just go for a sort of red. Again, I want to put a little bit more colour on this edge to make it look like the it's slightly rounded. I don't know whether it'll work, but I can but try. There we go. No idea. We might want some shadow around our dribble. I think I'm going to use the whoops, I'm just going to drop it. Where's the name there? The camel brown, which we use for here, for our shadow here. I'm trying to find my pencil sharp. It's right by my hand. Of course it is. There we go. So back camel brown, and I'm just going to go under here. Someone's shouting outside. They're shouting, what? What? Really loudly. It's quite funny. So I can hear you, but maybe the person who's shouting at can't. I don't know. I actually went out and ventured out today. It wasn't raining for a change, and I needed to buy a calendar because I didn't get one for Christmas. I forgot to put it on my Christmas list, which is rather silly. There we go. I don't know how well that shows up. I'm not too worried. I think I'm going to use this wine red. I'll hold it upside down. That's not going to help use it, because I think I'll make a really lovely, rich looking sauce. So I'm just going to, and I want it to be a really solid colour. My plan is to put some white pen over these black lines to make it look like it's really shiny and thick and sticky. Looks quite like cherry, I think, which is good. Yes, so I went out, I got my calendar, and it was, I assume it was reduced. It was only 75p, which was quite pretty cheap. It was only a thin, a long thin calendar. I picked it up. There's a charity shop in town that does new things, and they had one, so I picked one up from them. I had looked to see if I could get a local artist's one, but the ones they had were the wrong shape. I'd like a long thin one so that I can, if like the children have a week off, I can draw an arrow down the month across the days that they've got off. Couldn't do that with the other shapes of calendars. I'm just a bit fussy, I suppose. Anyway, so I did that. So I got that, and yeah, I saw someone who used to work in our local supermarket that I used to talk to. Actually, interestingly, I knew her late husband, and before I knew her, he used to be our postman, and he is a fantastic chap in that he introduced me to someone. We were in the post office queue and he walked past, he said hello to me, and then he said hello to her, and then he said, you two should talk, you'd get on, your children are the same age. And our children were both babies, so mine hadn't had their first birthday yet, and we are still friends now. Our children are 18, so I have a lot to thank him for. I don't know if he ever knew that he did that and helped us form a lovely friendship, but anyway, it's possible we'd have become friends anyway, because our children ended up going to the same playgroup, the same primary school and the same secondary school and the same college, but now they're not at the same place anymore, but she's working and mine are at uni, but still. I saw this lady, and she said she'd given up her job in the supermarket because it was, her stress levels couldn't cope. It's quite difficult work, I should imagine, and her doctor said she couldn't work anymore. But she said she's volunteering at an animal sanctuary. They sort of do, I don't know if they do wild animals and pets, I'm not really sure. I've heard of them, but I don't really know what they do. I think it's like hedgehogs and things maybe. But she's doing something there because she finds the animals very therapeutic. And she said she's also getting a lot of support from her church, which is good. And she gave me a big hug, which was very sweet. Normally when I would talk to her, obviously in the supermarket, when she's on the till, she can't give you a hug. But I didn't always talk to her that much. You know, she's quite quiet. But she seemed to want to chat, which was really nice. And I think maybe she's a bit lonely because she's not working. But anyway, she gave me a big hug. I gave her a big hug, so that was really nice. And yeah, so I hope she said she had a nice Christmas. Since she lost her husband, her and her sister eat out on Christmas Day. There's a fairly cheap-ish chain of pubs that we have in our town. Well, we have one of them, you know, a sort of nationwide chain, and I can't remember the chain. Anyway, she went there. She said it was a nice Christmas dinner, but it means that they do something a little bit different and special, I guess, together, which is nice, and neither of them has to cook. Right. I want to do this, I think, in a lighter pink. I feel that that's quite dark, and let's lighten it up with something pretty. Is there a crimson? Yeah, let's use this crimson red because I think it's quite close to red, but it's pink. Am I making any sense? Probably not. So I'm just going to colour all this in as if, I don't know what it is, but it might be like more sauce, cream, I don't know, deliciousness. I think as long as it isn't blue, I would eat it. Don't like blue food. I eat blueberries, but not really blue, are they? And I remember as a child we used to get raspberry slush puppy, and that was blue, and I was thinking, ooh. And now I think bubblegum ice cream is blue, but I always think, ugh, not a big fan of blue. Doesn't feel right, does it? Somehow. I mean, green foods are bad enough, but you know, they're good for us. Green sweets I've always disliked, like lime. Ooh, not very nice. But green veg. I'd rather eat broccoli than lime sweets, and I don't like broccoli that much, but I like my cabbage and my Brussels sprouts and things like that. I do eat my greens, peas, courgettes, but it's the leafy greens, of course, that we're supposed to have. Bok choy, pak choy, tat soy, all those nice, and lettuces. There we go. I think that's brightened us up a little bit. Let's come down. I think I'm quite tempted to go quite pale with these dots and do a pale pink, but I think we'll do our strawberries first. And I'm looking at my colours. I have a tomato red and a true red, and I don't think either of them are very strawberry-like, but I think I'll go with the true red. I think it'll just about work, hopefully. I'm going to do the seeds in black because it's a little, oh, that's broken. Let's try sharpening that again. If it doesn't sharpen, I might have to use the other red. I think black seeds are a bit easier. I'm going to try it, but I think it's going to break. I didn't sharpen it because if I go over them, which I probably won't, I can cover it up with black. Whereas if I decided to do them yellow, which some strawberry seeds are, then it'd be very hard to cover up. They would just go orange. This isn't working. No. One more chance. I think my sharpener's getting a bit full. That could be part of the problem. Should use my brush, shouldn't I? Anyways, we are back to it. That's good. That's working now. It's not very sharp, but I don't think I need it very sharp. This is the joy of having a book with bigger pictures and less detail. I didn't use such a sharp pencil. I think these are quite good. The print is quite dark. I think Hanna's tends to be anyway. It means that if you can't see too well, there's not too many little details to have to pick out as well, which can be quite useful. I really don't think that it's too childish. Some adult colouring books, I feel that they are too childish. The pictures, the subject matter is a bit childish, but although this is party, it seemed too bad to me. But I think sometimes it's to do with the simplicity and the style of the drawing rather than the subject matter of the book. You can have cute and whimsical and still appeal to adults, if you know what I mean. And of course it's all a matter of personal taste. I know some adults have always coloured children's colouring books when there weren't adult colouring books available, and good for them. Why shouldn't you, if that's what you enjoy? I used to colour with my niece in her books, and my cousin's children and things like that, but I never thought of doing it for myself, if you know what I mean, only sort of to interact with them and to entertain them. So it just never occurred to me until Johanna brought out her secret garden book, and I sort of thought, that isn't for me. Can you imagine? I thought, I don't think I probably won't stick with it, I thought to myself. 10 years later, still doing it, yay. Right, I'm going to grab my black to do the seeds. This is the noir. Don't know why they call it noir. I mean, obviously I know that's French for black. But why? Why not just call it black? I'm pretty sure the one in the expert set is called black, but I couldn't be completely sure. Anyway, doesn't matter, does it? I can hear birds. I heard lots yesterday as well. And it's a bit odd because it was really cold last night, but it's strange to hear birds singing. It feels that it's not quite the right time of year yet for them. I'm just sharpening up my wine red because I am going to use it to put a few shadows in. I want to just put a bit of shadow in under the strawberries here. There and here. I don't know how much it shows up really. And a little bit in there. We're going to go around the leaves too, because we're doing those in a minute. And under the under these. See, I would be tempted to do these as silver balls, but I think it's quite nice to do them in a nice bright colour. And I think I'm going to do a pale pink. I've got this punch pink. I've got loads of pinks in this set. There we go. Did I break the tip? No. I'm going to apply it quite lightly because I want them to look different to this. But it's a lighter pink anyway. I was thinking of doing the unicorn in pink. I can't, can I? Now I've got all this pink on the cake. Ice cream, not cake. Oh dear. I guess it could have been chocolate or chocolate sauce. Oh well, no matters, doesn't matter. Now I'm going to do these leaves. Now I haven't got many greens. I think they need to be fairly dark. I'm tempted to use this green, this really long green. I couldn't tell you what colour it is. I could probably find it on the box, to be honest. I think that is the forest green, or I could use the jungle green. Now I think I'm going to use this. This is the forest green. You can see it's well used. All the greens are quite short in this set. I do have one long green. It's really pale. It's not the right shade at all. So there are the leaves. I'm trying to fade them a little bit towards the tip, but I'm not having much success. It's really difficult with such a small pencil. To be honest, if this was in a set where I'd bought some open stock, I would have chucked it and replaced it with a new one, but as it's not, and I've got very few greens left in this set, and I'm sort of preserving it because when I do need a green, as I say, there's not much to choose from. But once it gets too short to fit in my sharpener, that'll be it, little green. But it's doing its job at the minute, which is good. Now I'm thinking about the unicorn next. I'm going to bring it into shot in a minute. Don't worry. There. My pan pastel holding the paper down. Have it all in shot. There we go. I'm quite liking the idea of using pastel colours. I'm just looking at what I've got. I've got a really pale pink. This is the peony pink. I have got a pale yellow. That is the sapphire yellow. We could do the lime green, the aqua blue maybe. We could even perhaps do the, no, that's a bit bright, not that one, this one, the peach, and perhaps, is this pale enough, the lilac. I quite like a light, like a mauve or a lavender. Oh, hang on, lavender. Now I need to decide on a colour for the actual unicorn, and then what I think I'm going to do, let's pop these into a sort of rainbow first. Whoops, like that. Yeah, I'm going to make that a rainbow for its tail and mane and things. I'm going to use this for the body. That's what I'm going to do. Let's move those off for a minute. Actually, I need them somewhere I can reach them. Oh, now I've knocked my book. There we go. So I'm going to use this lavender for the, I really need to empty my pencil sharpener. Right, that's the sharpener emptied. So that's better. Right, so we start, as I said, with the lavender and do the body. Now I don't want it too light, or else a very light purple can look a little bit grey-like. So I want to get enough down so you can see it's not grey. I think this is working okay. I don't know about the eye. What colour? Well, I never know what colour unicorn should be. I don't know if there is an official colour. I often think they should be white, but white doesn't show up well on white paper. And this paper isn't completely white, so I could potentially have done it white, but I think it would have been a bit complicated. So it's going to be this colour. and the ears as well. Now we've got that bit, head, that's that bit, and then the rest is the mane. Now I quite like doing a unicorn's horn in a metallic. We don't have any metallics in this set, which isn't surprising. I might just, I think I'll leave it till last and then decide. Same as the hooves. It's quite nice to do like gold and silver, but they're not that easy to make from this set of pencils, to be honest. I don't know if I've ever tried to make gold with this set of pencils, but in such a small space I don't think I could. I might be able to do silver with one of the greys. What have we got? Got a charcoal, that might work. Might use that for the hooves. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Oh, we've got wings. Oh. Yeah, we'll leave those. We'll just leave everything. So yes, my trip into town. When I got to the supermarket, the chap that I spoke to on the till said a lot of them are leaving. A staff, he named 4 staff that were leaving because he said they're going to be changing their contracts and they're going to be forced to work evenings, and so they're not going to do it. They're going to leave. So that's interesting. I can understand why. I wouldn't want to have to work evenings. You know, I mean, it's not that, I mean, he only works 2 days a week, but to have to work an evening, it'd be quite tiring. I think, you know, you don't normally expect to work evenings in jobs, and I realise that supermarket, obviously, there would be evening shifts, but to suddenly rewrite your contract and say you've got to do it, you know, especially as I would have imagined there would have been younger people who could do evenings after school or college, that sort of thing. So it seemed a little odd, but they weren't happy. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. Right, there is the body of our unicorn. Now, so the mane and tail I'm going to sharpen. Going to start with a lilac, and that's going to be the first. Now I'm not actually going to do any shading because I just want the rainbow to stand out. There's the lilac there, and then top or bottom of tail, bottom of tail, bottom piece of the tail. Can you see? Yes, that's good. To remember to make sure that you're in shot. Now if you don't have the same colours in your Arteza set, I don't know if these colours are in the 120 Arteza Expert set, I've got no idea. Here's our peony pink, or whether you can just use the closest, so you just want your palest pink sort of thing, you know. And I know some sets have a peaches and cream, and mine was peach, so I expect it would be just as good. I am only guessing because I haven't seen them. But there we go. Trying to use a little bit more of a mix of different pencils. I've got very aware that I've been sticking with a particular sets a lot. I know for my planner, here's the peach, I'm just going to sharpen it. I may have to use Staedtler's a lot. Here it is, peach. Because the pictures are so fine, so small, I need something that I can sharpen to a fine point, but will also keep its point. And polychromos could probably work as well for that purpose. But a lot of pencils are quite soft, and they don't do that. Castles can do that quite well, so I might use those sometimes as well, but it's reduces my sort of choice a little bit, but you know, same with Small Victories, Johanna's new book. Again, very fine details, you need sharp pencils, but for this picture you don't, which is why these are quite good. Sapphire yellow, I hope this shows up. Oh, it's pale. I think it does show up though. I can see it. I just hope you can. Yeah, so that's why probably why I've been using the same sorts of sets a lot. But I'm going to try lime green. Let's turn it so you can see the name. It's useful, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm just sort of trying to make sure, and I sort of almost sometimes forget that I have certain sets of pencils because they're tucked away or I haven't used them for a while or whatever, you know. I don't know if you do the same thing. And this is the aqua blue. I'm not sure whether this is the right choice of blue or whether I think I might be better off using the peacock. No, I'm going to use this aqua blue. I'm just going to press lightly. I think it is quite, yes, it's quite a pale one. I think it could become more intense if I built the colour up in more layers, but I won't, and then it'll be fine. There we go. And this tail, we'll finish the tail. We can go back round our rainbow because I was careful with the way that I put the colours together. When we start back again with our lilac, it will work nicely next to the blue. So that's good. Yeah, I've been doing making a swatch chart this morning. You would have already seen it if you've looked in my Ko-fi shop lately. I try and put new things in there from time to time. This is the peony pink, things that people ask me for, sometimes things that I just think of that might be useful, and sometimes I'm really in the mood for putting together a chart, sometimes I'm not. The shorter ones are much easier. The one I did was 72 items, well, times 2. Here's our peach. Whereas if I have to swatch like, yeah, it's fairly big, but if I have to say compare polys and prismas, that's 150 and 120, that's a heck of a lot of swatching and things to do. This is sapphire yellow. I found a few tricks as well. So today I was doing my chart, and it was a comparison chart of 2 brands, and one of them I'd done it wrong. It wasn't right. I'd chosen a colour and it was totally wrong. I'm going to do silver for the charcoal for the hooves, and I'm going to see whether I can make it look silvery. And if I can, I'm going to use it for the wings and the horn. So yes, so I'd done the chart, and one of the colour matchups was totally wrong. So what I have found is the trick. Obviously I changed the template one that is unswatched for you, but if I've already nearly swatched it all and I found a mistake, or I don't want to have to do it all over again, so I print out a second copy and then I cut out the bit where it's gone wrong, correct just that bit, and then glue it on top. And because I'm then scanning, it doesn't look too bad. I think I'm going to do silver for this too. I think I'm quite happy with that. So yes, so that's what I do, and it isn't perfect, but it takes a lot less time, and the template is right. I correct that so that if you decide to download the template so you can do it yourself, then that's all correct, but it's, you know, near enough, and just makes it quicker for me. Whereas it can take me a whole day, whereas doing it that way can cut hours and hours off, which is good, especially if you swatch the whole thing and then you suddenly notice a mistake right at the end. It can be a little bit irritating. So by doing that, it's much quicker to to correct the error, and hopefully it'll be fine for you. It means I can get more done as well. It doesn't cut into my video recording time, or means I can do a few more swatches, charts for you and things like that, so that's all good. I had a busy day yesterday, did lots of videos. Today won't be quite so many. That's okay. Sometimes if I'm doing shorter ones, then obviously it's much quicker. There we go. Hopefully that looks a little bit silvery. And I'm going to do the eye, same. I'm going to put a little white bit in the middle and put a bit over the nose there, the shadow. Now, I'm going to try and colour this in silver with a pencil. And if it doesn't work, I'll just go over it with a pen. We'll see. So I want to leave a bit of white in the centre of the star. Fade it right in. Just trying to write all the appointments on my new calendar. And I'm going to do these circles the same. Asked the children to check when their term dates were, but it was really confusing. One of them's lessons seemed to finish a week before the other, but we couldn't tell whether they would have time after to write essays and hand things in, or whether that was the actual just finished date. It's really confusing, so I just can't guess. I've just got to wait and see. They might find out a bit more once they get started. In fact, they probably can find out their hand-in dates, which will be useful, but of course they might need extensions if they don't finish on time. Right, we have these sticks. What should we do? I could do them like wood, but I don't have... Yeah, I have this colour. I'm going to use the ginger. It's a light brown. I think it might look a bit like a cocktail stick colour. Is that what? I don't know if that's what everyone calls them. Those little things that you put an olive oil that you put in or a cherry in that you put in your cocktail. This lead is so wobbly. I don't know. I think they're probably always called cocktail sticks. I've got some at the moment, they're bamboo. Which bit's the ribbon? I think the top one's the ribbon, but I might be wrong. Okay, so what colour are we going to do these three? I'm thinking nice bright colours. Let's use colours we haven't used though. Let's do the heart in a magenta. Get the sharpen. Okay, magenta. Oops. I'm going to colour it in quite intensely around the edge. Try and fade it a little bit towards the middle. Not worry too much. Just do a few less layers as we come in. Less and less. Like that. There we go. And then we have the star. I'm thinking, yes, I'm going to use the turmeric yellow just for the outside, and then another yellow as we go in. I find it's quite difficult to fade yellow like that. It doesn't really work, so we use two shades instead, and I'm going to do a bit less here. So quite a lot of layers on that edge, and then a bit less as I come in towards the middle. Like that, and then I'm going to grab this bright yellow. This is the lemon yellow, and finish it off. I'm going to go over what I've done already. Really intense. and then a bit less. I find this particular colour is really soft. A bit less towards the middle, leave a tiny bit of white to make it look quite glowy. Like that. I don't know how well that shows up, but it's okay. Now this one, I'm going to do this stone and this ribbon the same colour. Should we do a red? I'm thinking we'll use our tomato red maybe. Or should we do purple? No, let's do purple. I like this amethyst purple. I think we'll use that. It'll go better, I think. So around the edge again, same method. A bit darker around the edge, so more layers. And then less as we go towards this middle. We won't leave white like we did with the yellow, but we'll just reduce it down so that it's just a light touch in the centre. Just gonna go over it a little bit like that. And I can do the ribbon with the same colour. Make it a bit lighter in the middle to try and emphasise the fact that that stick is isn't going to be flat. So darker here, fade it a bit here to make it look like the ribbon is shiny. Same here. My sister got me feeling hungry. It's her fault. I should go and tell her off in a minute. She was talking about food and saying, oh, we should have fish and chips and something or other for this get together. I was like, it's got me thinking about fish and chips. Yum. Haven't had them for a long time. Eggplant purple. I had them. One day. So my son finished uni a bit late. Me and my other son met him. This doesn't look like eggplant. It's quite red, isn't it? And we went into the shopping centre and had fish and chips. Well, they didn't. They had Mexican food. There's like a food hall. Had fish and chips. Right, it's time for some white. I am going to come right out so we can see the whole page. You can see all my messy pencils everywhere. Let's just move that out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to use some glitter and some white. So I've got my Gellyroll white and my Gellyroll glitter. This is number 700, it's just a glitter pen, and this is a white pen. I'm going to use the glitter first, and I'm going to glitter the circles and the star here. So you could glitter the wings and the horn of the unicorn, but I think I'm just going to do the circles and the star, or else it's just going to be glitter everywhere. I nearly went in, didn't I? Not sure. I'm just going to do these circles. I want them to look sort of glittery silver. That's the beginning. This pen, this other one, I'm actually going to switch. I'm going to use number 10. It's got a bit of a thicker tip, which I think is better for what I want. I'm going to do the sort of white lines on the these to make them look shiny. I'm going to go over the top of the black ones that are drawn in for us. That might just end up erasing them. That's okay. Ooh. I'm going to put some shine on this strawberry right through our. Each of these might have a little bit of shine anyway, because sometimes the seeds are quite shiny. I'm aware that I've nudged my book. I think we're okay. I'm not sure this main strawberry here would have shine on because it's not in the right direction. These, I'm going to take that shine away. Well, put it into white. Then I'm thinking maybe a bit of shine on the edge of this, whatever it is. and then on our sauce. Now we can see that Hannah's drawn it on for us, which is really useful. So we can just go over the top of what she's drawn. You can go beside it if you feel that would work better for you. I think this pen is covering it reasonably well. You might want to do a couple of layers of white. Sometimes that is better. It's just not on the book, it's underneath it. There we go. I'm not going to put any white on the cone because they're usually they're not shiny, and I'm not going to put any on the ice cream because it won't show up, frankly. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think we are done. Quite happy with the page. Let's take that book out from underneath and take away the paper, and then you can have a proper look, apart from the fact that it's, whoops, that it's tipped up. There it is. So there is the completed page. I haven't done any shadow underneath the unicorn or on the unicorn at all when I did it on the cone, but I am just going to leave it there now. You can see that the white pen has gone neon pink there because I used a colour which bleeds into white, and I haven't got that noted down on these pencils, but never mind, it's what happens sometimes. But there we go. So I am finished. I'm not doing a background. I think the colours just stand out nicely. If I did something this unicorn, I think it would just get lost. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching, and a big thank you to Trudy for sending me the book. I'm going to have so much fun. So thank you so much. Have a super day and happy colouring.